Today I want to show you something that most traders don't realize when they are using prop firms, even the big names like FundedPips, FundedNext or FTMO. You need to understand that you are not trading on the real money and you are not protected by any kind of regulatory. Everything that you can see in your screen, balance, trades, profit, this is the part of simulated environment. And if you will check the terms and conditions of those companies, you can easily understand how they can cancel your profit, deny payout, and close your account in general. So in today's video, I want to talk with you about prop firms trading, but let's go just through the facts. So first of all, you need to understand that none of the prop firms are regulated financial institution. So it means they're not a bank, they're not a forex broker company, investment company. They don't have any kind of regulation, for example, ESCA, FCA, DFSA, ISEC, and much more. So it means you are not protected. Of course, they are mentioning that we are a registered company. But what does it mean registered? It means that the company exists on the papers. But this is the same as a bakery, grocery store, like gym. So in the end, by not being regulated, they are not allowed to execute the trade, to deal with the real liquidity providers, to manage some kind of investment, because they are classifying their services as educational consulting services or evaluation of the trading. So if we will check where those three big prop firms like registered, FTMO for example, registered in Czech Republic as an IT/educational company, FundedNext registered in Ajman Free Zone as a consulting business services, and FundingPips offshore registration as a simulating trading services. So if they are unregulated, they can change the rules wherever they want, they can put the rules wherever they want, they can deny your payout, cancel your profit, and close your account. So you have zero protection, and we just start from foundation of the problem. Nowadays, all companies, and it doesn't matter what kind of services they are providing, they're supposed to have some kind of terms and conditions. Mostly they're mentioning on their website and the apps. This is the contract where explaining company exactly what they promise to do regarding their services, what kind of rules you should follow when you are using their website, what you are responsible for, and what might happen if something goes wrong. If we're talking about prop firms, they are mentioning everything about the rules which you should follow when you are trading, what might happen with your account, payouts, and the trades, and there are lots of limitations where what the traders are not reading before start trading in the prop firms, and this is exactly what I want to talk with you today. So let's start. So guys, there are two options how I can judge the prop firms and the prop firms in general. First of all, this is like subjectively based on my personal opinion and the thoughts, and secondly, this is objectively based on the facts. So let's keep subjective points and opinions for the separate video, but today's I want to go just through the facts, what they are mentioning in their terms and conditions. So the first company, this is FTMO, what really their terms says. So that all trading is simulated. FTMO mentioned it's clearly that all accounts are demo and funds are not real, then profits are not real money. One more time they are mentioning regarding the profits that all of this stuff, this is like a virtual balance. Very important point what they are doing, like they are mentioning the execution, it's not their control. So they are clearly mentioning, like, to avoid all kind of like a question, that they are rely on the third-party providers for the pricing and the execution. And there is very interesting point when they are explaining what you can do, what you cannot, and they are explaining that if you are doing some abusive, unethical, forbidding like style of the trading that exploring system flows, they can like remove your profit, terminate your account, reject payouts, and fail your challenge in general. But the point is, they are not explaining in their terms and conditions what does it might mean this abusive and unethical trading, you know. And it's one more time, it's mentioning that all these things, it's like the simulation and under control of the company. The next two companies, they are almost the same. This is the FundingNext and FundingPips. In general, if I will take one of these three terms and conditions without knowing the name, I can easily say that the model 100% is the same, just different brand. So in both those companies, clearly mentioning that this is just demo accounts, 100% simulated traders, trading no markets orders, you know, and these fees that you are paying just for evaluation, you are not getting any kind of like real capital. Clearly mentioning that if you're breaking some kind of rules, this is the instant termination. Profit will be deleted if there might happen some like a system flows, you know. And in general, any kind of not allowed strategy, but they're not mentioning what kind of strategy are not allowed, strange behavior or IP mismatch can easily lead to payout cancellation, profit removal, and account termination. So just you need to understand, you know, that you are trading 100% in simulated, fully controlled environment. Another point what I want to mention, this is the story behind the liquidity, because all those prop firms in general in this prop firm industry, they like to use this marketing language that we are getting the best liquidity providers, we are dealing with the biggest like a forex broker and investment companies, and if some problem happen, they immediately start blaming like liquidity, that this problem happened on the liquidity side. But the reality is that they cannot deal with the liquidity providers. First of all, they are not licensed as the brokerage companies. This is just educational and IT companies, as I mentioned before. Secondly, they are not operating with the real clients' funds, because everything what they are getting is just the market data. This is the pricing what like jumping in the demo accounts, and this is it. So in general, we need to understand, if someone talking about liquidity, this is just simple marketing and nothing more. What I'm trying to explain to you by creating this kind of video, that first of all, I took the better representatives of the prop firm industry, and most probably they are not scammers. But this is uncomfortable truth that you as a trader should understand, that by accepting their terms and conditions and start trading through the prop firms, you need to have the clear understanding that you are trading on the demo servers, on 100% like simulated environment. They can even manipulate the prices, and in general you are not protected. You don't have any kind of financial authority when you can go and complain, open a case, you know, they can cancel your profit anytime. And in general, don't be fooled by these big numbers in your balances in your trading terminal, big profits, because every time there are very high probability that you will not get paid. And in general, don't trust all these super profitable YouTube influencers, because as I said in one of my videos, they are not trading, they are just getting money from the CPA. Be smart and make money from financial markets. Thank you very much for watching this video, and see you in our next one.